Okay, so you're ready to become an enologist.
Uh-huh. Sounds like it.
Well, luckily for us, RoleCatcher has given us a bunch of resources,
Oh, yeah.
like potential interview
Yeah.
questions,
Okay.
even stuff about how AI can help you tailor your answers.
Wow.
But we don't want you to just walk in there and start reciting rehearsed lines.
No,
We're
no.
going to break these questions down and really think about what they're getting at.
Right.
And then we'll give you some tips on how to stand out.
It's a competitive field out there.
It is.
Things are changing fast.
Oh, absolutely.
Tech is becoming more and more important.
Yeah.
And people are shifting towards things like organic wines and biodynamic wines. So you got to be adaptable and you got to show them your forward thinking.
Yeah. And the RoleCatcher Career Guide says it's not just about loving wine.
No.
It's about the whole production process.
The whole thing.
Managing the teams, the business side of things.
Yeah.
It can even get pretty physically demanding.
Oh, for sure.
Lots of collaboration, too.
Yeah. And that career guide also mentioned a 6% growth rate over the next decade.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty significant.
Yeah.
Especially in a specialized area like this one.
That's true.
So, yeah, there's opportunity, but there's going to be competition.
Yeah, that makes sense. So let's jump into this first sample question that RoleCatcher gave us.
Okay.
And it's actually in both the career and interview guides.
Oh, wow, both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Okay.
Why enology?
Seems basic, right?
Yeah, it does seem kind of basic.
Good, but there's a lot more to it.
What are they really trying to find out when they ask you that?
Well, it's definitely not just about saying, I love wine.
Uh-huh, I would hope not.
Yeah, no, they want to see passion.
Okay.
Genuine curiosity,
Okay.
Why did you choose this path?
Yeah.
They want to see your personal connection to the wine world.
So we need to go beyond just saying, I'm passionate.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The guide mentioned degrees in viticulture,
Uh-huh.
enology, food science, even chemistry. And then, of course, hands-on experience is really important, too.
That's a given.
Yeah. But how do we make our answers stand out?
Well, this is your opportunity to show them that you understand the industry.
Okay.
So connect your passion to specific challenges that you're excited to tackle.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're really into sustainable winemaking, you should talk about that.
Okay.
Or maybe you're fascinated by biodynamic viticulture.
Oh, interesting.
You got to show them that you're engaged with how the industry is evolving.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it shows that you're not just excited about wine in general,
Right.
but you're also following what's happening right now in the industry.
Exactly.
And that leads us perfectly into this next question about essential skills.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously the technical skills are going to be crucial.
Yeah. You got to know the grape varieties,
Mm-hmm.
the fermentation processes, the aging techniques.
Yeah. Both guides mention that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the less obvious ones?
What do you think?
Well, the career guide broke down some core abilities by percentage.
Okay.
And instructing was listed at a surprisingly high 50%.
Wow.
So leadership and the ability to teach other people, it seems like that's really valued.
It makes sense when you think about it because you're leading teams,
Right?
you're training new employees.
Mm-hmm.
You might even have to work with growers to teach them best practices.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to have good communication.
And teaching skills.
Yeah.
So listener, think about your leadership style and how it lines up with that.
Mhm.
Maybe you've mentored someone before. Maybe you've led a project.
Even explaining a complex technique to a friend is a form of instructing.
That's true. Now, speaking of going above and beyond, the guide also mentioned certifications,
Oh, yeah.
like becoming a certified specialist of wine or the WSET Level 3 award.
Right.
Those always required?
Not always.
Okay.
But they do show that you're really dedicated to what you do.
Yeah.
And WSCT, that's the Wine and Spirit Education Trust, they offer these internationally recognized qualifications.
Wow.
And level 3 is like a deep dive into wine theory and tasting.
So if you have any certifications, definitely mention them.
For sure.
And if you don't, you can talk about which ones you're going for
Yeah, just to show them your ambition.
and that you're committed to continuous learning.
Exactly.
So speaking of staying up to date, the next question is all about that.
Oh, how to stay current.
Yeah. How do you stay current with the latest trends and technologies in the wine industry?
It's a fast-moving world.
Of course, we could mention trade magazines and conferences.
Yeah, those are important.
But how can we make this answer more unique,
Let me think.
more memorable?
Well, you could follow influential winemakers on social media.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you could engage in discussions about their techniques,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you've done some independent research on something,
Okay.
like those biodynamic practices the guy had mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Going beyond organic, incorporating lunar cycles, specific preparations.
Wow, that's really in-depth.
It is.
So, listener, How do you learn best?
Yeah, think about it.
Do you love reading research papers?
Do you experiment at home?
Do you visit certain vineyards that are doing really cool things?
Share that stuff.
Yeah, show them how curious you are and how engaged you are with this field.
They'll be impressed.
All right, now for the classic. Tell us about a time you faced a difficult situation in your career.
Ugh, everyone hates that one.
I know, but we all know it's coming, so how do we make our answer really stand out?
You gotta choose a story that shows skills that are relevant to the job.
Okay.
And the guide really focused on problem solving, communication, and leadership.
So listener, think about a situation where you really demonstrated those qualities.
Maybe a challenging harvest,
Oh, yeah.
a fermentation that went wrong.
Or even conflict within your team.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But we need to focus on the how.
Don't just tell the story.
Love
Break it down.
Like, what steps did you take?
Exactly. Did you analyze data?
Did you work with your team to brainstorm solutions?
Did you make a tough decision under pressure?
Be specific. Walk them through your process.
Yeah, and don't forget about the outcome.
Yeah. How did it end?
Did you save the vintage?
Did you make production more efficient?
Quantifiable results. That's what they want to hear.
Okay, so you don't just want to say, I improved efficiency.
No, you got to say something like, I reduced production costs by 15%
Okay.
by implementing a new filtration system.
So you're not just a problem solver.
Right.
You get results.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about being passionate, essential skills, staying current. Now let's talk about something that can give you a real advantage.
What's that?
AI tools.
Oh, yeah. RoleCatcher's AI stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah. Listener, this could be a game changer.
It goes way beyond just keywords.
Oh, wow.
It looks at the whole job description, and then it understands all the little details of the role.
Okay.
And then it gives you feedback on your answers.
So it's not just saying you used the wrong word.
Yeah, I know. It's looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, it's helping you strengthen your answers so they fit exactly what they're looking for.
So it's like having a personal interview coach.
Basically.
It can even give you feedback on video responses, right?
That's right.
Wow. Imagine how confident you'd feel walking into that interview.
Talk about an advantage.
It can even help you with your resume and cover letter.
Oh, yeah. And it can tailor those to specific job roles.
Wow, they offer a free trial too, right?
Yeah, go check it out.
Okay, so we've covered the big picture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get into the details of winemaking with the rest of the questions.
All right, let's do it.
So listener, be ready to share your own stories, but remember all the advice we just went over.
Yeah, be specific, quantify those results.
And show them what makes you special.
Let your passion shine through.
Exactly.
Ready to tackle those sample questions some more.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's look at this one about experience. How do you manage the winemaking process from grape to bottle?
Oh, that's a big one.
It is, but it's your time to shine, listener.
Yeah, walk them through every stage.
From harvesting to crushing, fermentation, aging.
All the way to bottling.
Exactly. What are the most important factors at each stage?
How do you make sure the quality is good and everything is consistent?
And don't forget about communication.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
The guide really stressed that.
Because you're working with so many people.
Growers, suppliers,
Lab technicians, the whole team.
how do you keep everyone in the loop?
And how do you make sure everything runs smoothly?
Because things don't always go as planned,
Oh, definitely not.
especially in winemaking.
Right, like what if the weather changes suddenly during harvest?
Exactly.
How do you adapt and then tell everyone about the new plan?
You got to be quick on your feet.
Okay, now for the next question. How do you ensure the wine you produce is of high quality?
The quality question.
So this is where you can really show your dedication to making great wine.
Yeah, don't just say, I make great wine, though.
No.
Tell them about your process. Like, do you do sensory evaluations?
Do you use chemical analysis?
What about blind tastings?
Oh, those are fun.
How do you use data to make decisions about the wine?
And to keep the quality consistent across different years.
That's important.
Yeah, the career guide also talked about blending.
Oh, yeah, blending's an art.
So how do you approach that?
Like when you're blending different varietals or different barrels.
To get that perfect flavor profile.
What are your criteria?
Yeah, how do you find the balance between acidity, tannins, fruitiness?
It's a delicate dance.
Maybe you have a story about a time you had to change a blend because something unexpected happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like a certain barrel developed some weird flavors.
That happens sometimes.
Because you got to be able to think on your feet in this job.
Absolutely.
And the guides mentioned other unexpected stuff too.
Like what?
Unpredictable weather, problems during fermentation.
So, listener, have you ever had to troubleshoot a problem and come up with a creative solution?
Because those are the kind of stories that will really impress them.
Yeah, they want to see you can handle the unexpected.
Okay, let's talk about teamwork.
All right.
Here's the question. How do you work with other professionals in the wine industry, like growers and winemakers?
It's a team effort for sure.
So this is your chance to show off those interpersonal skills.
You got to build relationships with everyone.
The growers, the lab people.
The sales team.
How do you build trust and make sure everyone's on the same page?
And what about when things get tough?
Yeah, not every collaboration is going to be easy.
No way.
The guide talked about being diplomatic, especially when you're working with growers.
They can be tough.
Have you ever had to negotiate a tricky situation or find a compromise?
Because you got to be able to handle those tough conversations.
Find common ground.
And keep those relationships strong.
Like maybe you had to convince a grower to try a new sustainable practice.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How did you approach that?
Did you find a solution that made everyone happy?
Yeah, those are the kind of experiences you want to share.
Because they show you can communicate, be persuasive.
And get people to agree.
Last question. It's about the future.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
What trends do you see emerging in the wine industry, and how do you plan to adapt to them?
It's all about looking ahead.
This is where you show them that you're not just keeping up with trends.
You're thinking ahead?
The guide mentioned alternative packaging,
Oh, yeah.
online wine sales,
That's getting big.
and the demand for sustainable practices.
It's the future.
So what are your thoughts on all that?
And how will it affect your work as an enologist?
And don't be afraid to share your own predictions.
Yeah. What do you think the future holds?
Maybe you've been researching new technologies,
Like what?
like augmented reality wine labels,
Oh, wow, that's cool.
so people can have a more interactive experience.
You got to be innovative.
Yeah, show them you're thinking outside the box.
So these are just some examples.
Yeah,
But your actual interview is probably going to be different.
it will be, yeah.
You're going to have to think on your feet.
And be able to explain your thoughts clearly.
And most importantly, you got to show them your passion.
Yeah, let that passion shine through.
And don't forget about RoleCatcher's AI tools.
Oh, yeah, they can really help you prepare.
Practice your answers, tailor your resume.
It's like having a personal career coach.
For free.
Wow, we've really covered a lot today.
We have.
From what an abiologist even does
Yeah.
to how to answer those tough interview questions.
But the most important thing is to show them who you are.
Yeah.
Your skills, your passion for wine.
Exactly. And don't forget about those resources from RoleCatcher.
Oh, yeah.
They're free.
Free.
So go check out their website, look at the career guide,
Practice with those sample questions.
and definitely try those AI tools.
they can really make a difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, do you have any final words of wisdom for our future enologists out there
Let me think.
who are getting ready to wow those interviewers?
Just be yourself.
Okay.
Be genuine. Be enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
Let them see how much you love this.
Yeah,
Winemaking, it's all about tradition and innovation.
that's true.
So show them your knowledge, but also show them your excitement for what's coming next.
Yeah, the future of this industry is really exciting.
It is, and remember, every interview is a chance to learn.
Oh, that's a good point.
Even if you don't get the job, every conversation gets you closer to where you want to be.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Well, that brings our deep dive to an end.
It does.
We hope you found it helpful
And maybe even inspiring.
as you start your eutology journey.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. And to all our listeners, until next time,
Keep learning
keep exploring.
and keep that passion for wine alive.